Welcome to the Rogues Gallery tutorial videos. This is Scoundrel, a dungeon crawler played with a deck of cards. Let me show you how it works right in the app using the built-in tutorial. Welcome, Scoundrel. You're trapped in a dungeon made of cards. Survive every room and you escape. Up top, you'll notice your health. You start with 20 hit points, and if at ever your hit points drops to 0, you're done. Game over. The deck counts the cards left in the dungeon, and the rooms tracks your progress. Every room deals 4 cards, and you must face exactly 3 cards. The 4th follows you into the next room. Hearts are healing potions, diamonds are weapons, and the black suits, clubs, and spades are monsters. The first rule of the dungeon: never fight barehanded if you can help it. We'll start off by grabbing this 5 of diamonds as our weapon. The weapons soak up damage, so if you fight a monster, you only lose the difference between its value and your weapon's value. So let's test that. I can select the 8 of spades here, and the 8 of spades minus my weapon damage of 5 brings me down to 3, so I only take 3 damage. You can see at the top, my hit points has dropped from 20 to 17. And since we're down 3 health, we can drink a health potion, which are the hearts, which will bring me back up to 20 hit points. Now I've used 3 cards in this room, so I can go ahead and hit the complete button to advance to the next room. So here's the twist that makes Scoundrel tricky. Weapons degrade. After each kill, your blade can only slay monsters weaker than the last one it killed. So since our weapon slew an 8, it's good for a 7 or less. So we could attack the 10 and use what's called a barehanded fight, which we'll cover in a moment. But for now, we'll hit the imp, which is just a 2. So we take 0 damage since our weapon is a 5 and the imp is a 2. We take 0 damage. But since we just used the 5 or our weapon on a 2, we can only attack anything less than a 2. And since nothing is less than a 2 in the deck, we've essentially exhausted this weapon. And since we still have to use 2 more cards in this room, we can go ahead and still attack the 10, but since we have no weapon anymore, we have to do what's called a barehanded fight, which means we take the full damage of that monster. So in this case, we'll take 10 damage. The 6 of hearts is a potion to heal back to 16. And now the third of the 4 cards have been used. We can click the complete button to advance to the next room. And the 8 of diamonds, since we didn't use it, it follows us to the next room where we have 3 other cards now. So this is where you never feel safe in Scoundrel. You can see in the next room we got an ace, a king, and a queen all popped out. Fighting this room would 100% kill us, end the game. So instead, we can run from the room. So if a room is ever too challenging, you're allowed to run, but you can only do this once, not twice in a row. So we'll run from this room, and you'll notice in the next room, the run button is grayed out. So we already ran once. We can't run twice in a row, which means we're forced to play the next room. So, starting in this room, we can equip the 6 of hearts, or 6 of diamonds as our new weapon. And you always want to fight the biggest monster first. So since we just equipped the 6, we can attack the 7 of clubs as the monster. Minus the 6 from our weapon gives us 1 remaining damage, so we take 1 damage. And since we attacked a 7, we can hit anything less than a 7. So the 5 is eligible. We will attack the 5 using our weapon. And we'll take 0 damage from that enemy. So we complete our 3 cards. We can complete the room. And since this is a tutorial, we'll skip all the way to the very last room. So once you get down to the very last room, you complete the last 3 cards in order to complete the game. So in this case, we'll heal up to full health. We still have our 6 of diamonds as our weapon. We can hit anything less than a 5. So we'll go ahead and attack the 4. Use our weapon, take 0 damage. We'll attack the 3. Take 0 damage. Completed the last 3 cards. We'll complete the room. And that is how you play Scoundrel. 2 things to note. The Rogues Gallery does have some house rules. So you'll notice there's an easy and a hard mode on Scoundrel. Easy mode, you have to go through all the rooms, and when you get to the last room, there's always going to be 2 cards. So on easy mode, as long as you make it to the last room, you beat the game. On hard mode, you have to complete every card in the deck. So even when you get to that last room, you still have to complete the last 2 cards. And that's it for this tutorial. If you enjoyed watching this tutorial, please watch our other videos on how to play the rest of the games in the Rogues Gallery Compendium. The game is available on the iOS and App Store. Download today.